Welcome everyone to the Couch Goat channel, where history comes alive with heart-pounding intensity. Tonight, we're diving into the chilling final hour before the RMS Titanic struck an iceberg on April 14th, 1912. A moment that changed the world forever. Buckle up for a minute-by-minute breakdown of the crew's frantic actions, the passengers' personal struggles, and the suspense that gripped the unsinkable ship. If you love thrilling history, smash that like button and subscribe to Couch Goat for more epic stories. 10:40 p.m., April 14th, 1912. The Titanic slices through the North Atlantic at 22.5 knots, her engines roaring like a beast unchained. Aboard are 2,224 souls, 1,316 passengers, and 908 crew. The night is crystal clear, the sea eerily calm, no waves to betray the icebergs lurking in the darkness. In the crow's nest, lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee scan the horizon, their breath fogging in the freezing air. No binoculars, misplaced, a fatal oversight. Below, passengers revel in luxury. In the first-class dining saloon, John Jacob Astor, one of the world's richest men, toasts with his pregnant wife, Madeline, unaware of the ticking clock. The Titanic steams on, full speed, into a deadly ice field. 10:45 p.m. In third-class cabins, Maria, a 19-year-old Irish immigrant, lies awake. She's left everything behind for a new life in America, but the cramped steerage quarters feel suffocating. She whispers a prayer, torn between excitement and dread. Up on the bridge, First Officer William Murdoch takes over from Second Officer Charles Lightoller. The crew's routine feels steady, but 6 ice warnings received that day, ignored or downplayed, hang like a shadow. Captain Edward Smith, seasoned and confident, retires to his cabin at 9:20 p.m., trusting his officers. The Titanic steams on, full speed, into a deadly ice field. 10:55 p.m. In the wireless room, Senior Operator Jack Phillips is swamped, sending passenger telegrams to Cape Race, Newfoundland. A warning from the Californian, "We're stopped, surrounded by ice," crackles through.
Phillips, exhausted, snaps back. "Shut up, I'm working Cape Race."
The message never reaches the bridge. On deck, the Titanic's band plays lively ragtime, masking the growing unease. First-class passenger Eloise Smith dances with her husband, blissfully unaware she'll soon face an impossible choice. The crew, trained but unprepared for catastrophe, carry on, oblivious to the iceberg just 15 miles ahead. 11 p.m. Most passengers are tucked into their cabins, dreaming of New York. In first class, Benjamin Guggenheim sips brandy, joking with friends. In steerage, Maria clutches her rosary, whispering promises to send money home. The crew's routine hums along. Stokers shovel coal, stewards tidy cabins. But in the crow's nest, Fleet's eyes strain against the starlit void. The calm sea hides danger, no waves breaking against ice to signal its presence. The Titanic's speed, a point of pride, now a gamble. If you're gripped by this suspense, hit that like and subscribe button to join Couch Goat's history crew. 11:35 p.m., the moment of truth. Frederick Fleet's heart stops as a black mass looms dead ahead.
He hammers the bell 3 times, shouting into the phone, "Iceberg right ahead!"
On the bridge, 6th Officer James Moody relays the warning.
Murdoch acts fast. "Harder starboard," he orders, reversing the engines.
The Titanic's bow begins to swing, agonizingly slow. 37 seconds tick by, each one a lifetime. At 11:40 p.m., the starboard side grazes the iceberg, a 300-foot gash ripping through 6 compartments. The ship shudders, but many passengers barely notice. A slight jolt, glasses clinking in the dining saloon. 11:45 p.m. Captain Smith, roused from his cabin, demands answers. Thomas Andrews, the Titanic's architect, descends into the flooding mailroom and boiler rooms. Andrews' verdict is grim. 5 compartments flooded, 1 too many. The Titanic has 1 to 2 hours. Smith orders lifeboats uncovered at 12 a.m., a decision heavy with dread. Only 20 lifeboats, including 4 collapsibles, can hold 1,178, barely half the souls aboard. In steerage, Maria hears stewards banging on doors, shouting in English she barely understands. 12:05 a.m., Chief Officer Henry Wilde oversees lifeboat preparations, but the crew's lack of drills shows. Covers stick, davits creak. Passengers, roused from sleep, emerge in nightgowns and overcoats, some laughing, others shivering. The band plays cheerful tunes, a surreal contrast to the crew's urgency. In first class, Eloise Smith hesitates, clinging to her husband, unaware there aren't enough lifeboats. "It's just a precaution," Lightoller assures her, hiding the truth. Maria, trapped below, fights through crowded corridors, her heart racing as water seeps onto E-deck. 12:45 a.m. The first lifeboat is lowered with just 27 of its 65 seats filled. Distress rockets blaze into the night, but the nearby Californian, 20 miles away, misreads them. In the wireless room, Phillips and Harold Bride send desperate CQD and SOS signals. The Carpathia, 58 miles away, responds, but won't arrive for hours. 1 a.m. Lifeboat 3 carries 39, mostly crew. Number 1, an emergency cutter, launches with just 12, including Sir Cosmo Duff Gordon, later accused of bribing crew to avoid rescuing others. The grand staircase floods on E-deck, a glittering symbol, now a watery grave. Maria, pushing through panicked crowds, reaches Lifeboat 10, clutching her infant cousin. By 1:30 a.m., 5th Officer Harold Lowe fires his pistol to control desperate men rushing Lifeboat 14. The ship's tilt grows pronounced, objects sliding across decks.
Guggenheim, now in formal attire, says, "We're dressed in our best, ready to go down like gentlemen."
1:45 a.m. The last standard lifeboat, number 4, launches with Madeline Astor aboard. Collapsible C carries White Star Chairman J. Bruce Ismay, later branded a coward for surviving. By 2 a.m., Collapsible D, the final lifeboat, is lowered with 22 passengers, leaving over 1,500 behind. Mariah, safe but trembling, watches the Titanic's lights flicker. The band plays "Nearer, My God, to Thee" as the ship's fate seals. Of 2,224 aboard, 1,514 perish, 1,000 crew and passengers lost to the icy Atlantic. Only 710 survive, rescued by the Carpathia. The Titanic, a marvel of human ambition, sinks at 2:20 a.m., leaving a legacy of heroism, tragedy, and lessons. In the frigid, still night of April 14, 1912, the RMS Titanic, a marvel of human engineering, met its tragic fate when it grazed an iceberg in the North Atlantic. The collision, a seemingly gentle scrape along the starboard side, unleashed catastrophic damage beneath the waterline, where the ocean's silent predator tore into the ship's steel hull like a blade through paper. The iceberg's jagged underwater spur ripped through 5 of Titanic's watertight compartments, compromising the ship's structural integrity in mere seconds. Designed to withstand flooding in up to 4 compartments, the breach of a 5th spelled doom as icy seawater surged in at a rate of over 7 tons per second, overwhelming the pumps and dooming the vessel to a watery grave. The force of the collision distorted the hull's framework, weakening critical bulkheads meant to contain flooding. By 2 a.m., the Titanic's fate was sealed. The flooding had reached a critical point, and the ship's spine began to fracture, splitting the vessel in two as passengers and crew faced the terror of the inevitable. In its last gasps, the Titanic's wreckage bore testament to the iceberg's devastating power. The bow section, now resting 12,500 feet below the Atlantic surface, reveals crumpled steel and shattered interiors, a haunting snapshot of the chaos unleashed by that fleeting encounter. As we reflect on Titanic's final hour, the scars of that icy collision remind us of nature's unrelenting force and the fragility of even the grandest human ambitions. Well, there you have it. One of the century's biggest disasters. Thank you for joining us on this heart-pounding journey through the Titanic's final hour. The personal struggles of Maria, Astor, and countless others remind us of the human cost of hubris. If you were gripped by this tale, check out our other videos for more thrilling history. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to never miss an adventure. This is Couch Goat signing off. Stay curious, stay epic.